Hi everyone, this is Heba from My Little Journal, and today I'm going to do a flip through of my Thankful 30. Now, if you don't know what the Thankful 30 is, I will add Elise from Feed Your Crafts blog and the prompts down in the description box. But Elise creates these prompts every November, shares them on her blog, and you get to create kind of like a thankful traveler's notebook or an album, whatever you want, and kind of document your November and what you're thankful for. Now, I decided this year that I'm going to play along. I usually just do a few spreads here and there in November. That's what I did last year, but this year I decided to actually create some traveler's notebooks and do this project because I really, really love it and wanted to be a part of it. And to make it easier for myself, I created these little traveler's notebooks. They are 3.5 by 4.5. I did that on purpose, and I'll share in a bit why I created them in that size. But one of the main purposes of making my traveler's notebook so small was for me to be able to actually finish the projects. I'm really bad at finishing projects that have prompts and you have to kind of stick to each day. So I really wanted to make it easier for myself. So I ended up with 2 for the month of November, and we're going to start with the first one. Now, throughout this album or throughout this traveler's notebook, I used the Feed Your Crafts Thankful 30, I believe, or it could be Many Thanks. I'm not sure, but I will add the links down below. I think the kit is sold out, but you might be able to snatch the stamp set, which is a really cute stamp set. I use that stamp set to add a little something to my traveler's notebook, and I use the stamp set to create something on my intro page. Now, my first spread is not day one. It was just, I decided to start it with my family because I'm always thankful to have these people in my life. So I went ahead and used the 3x4 cards from the kit and a 3x4 photo of my family to document this moment or what I'm thankful for and how I love them so much. But this is one of the reasons I decided to do my traveler's notebook 3.5 by 4.5 was because I knew my cards that I was using and my photos will be 3x4s, but I wanted some space to be able to add some embellishments. So I just gave myself a little bit of space with the height and the width, so I can just add little things like these leaves and the circle stamp from the stamp set to stamp out the days and the year and stuff like that. So I started my spreads just documenting my family and adding the day, the month, and the year. Now, prompt number 1 was kind of journaling about who you are, your personality, and stuff like that. So I went ahead and used the Arial stamp set from Feed Your Craft throughout the whole traveler's notebook to stamp titles for my journaling. I journaled about myself. I added a 3x4 photo of myself and that it is day 1 from November. The second prompt, and by the way, you're going to notice that all these spreads are very, very similar to each other. The only difference is the embellishments, I guess, but I love that. I love that they all kind of look alike, and it really made my process very easy to be able to finish this project. For day number 2, the prompt was something about you physically, so of course I had to journal about my hands. My hands help me cook for my kids, pick up my kids from school, craft, which is such a big important part of my life, and little things like wash my face and those small things in life that really, really matter. So I really wanted to journal about my hands, and I used the stamp set like before. I also stamped around my hands, added a little bit of embellishments. I love that these 3x4 cards come in different colors because it really made the traveler's notebook really fun to look at with all the beautiful colors. The third day was, I believe, your significant other or your best friend, and I decided to document my husband, and when I think of him, I think of love, so I decided to use love as my title. I journaled about our relationship and little things like that. Really love how bright and beautiful this spread turned out. Day number 4 is document your kids or your pets. So I went with my kids. I used the stamp set to stamp out Filled with Gratitude. And I was trying to, by the way, kind of bring in the same colors from my card. So if I was using an orange one, I was using kind of orange ink, things like that. Green, I used some green ink. Did a few of these spreads, I did do backgrounds. And at the end of, I think, my second traveler's notebook, I kind of let go of a lot of things because I was stamping on these little strips of colored pattern paper. And I ditched that after a while because the traveler's notebook really got kind of hefty and chunky. And because it's such a small traveler's notebook, I didn't want to keep doing it. But anyways, day number 5 is a family member. So I wanted to document my sister. I love our relationship. My sister, we grew up together. We were in the same school. We had the same friends. Little things like that kind of built our relationship to be closer and stronger as the years went on. We can fight, and we will, and we do fight, but it never lasts. Literally, we'll fight like crazy, and then 2 minutes later, like nothing happened. So that's a really good sister relationship there. So anyways, I journaled about our relationship for day 5. Day 6 was the town, city, countryside that you call home. So of course I used a photo right outside our home. Love this view so much. And this, every time I see that view, it just reminds me of home. So I just journaled about that and added a few embellishments here and there. So day 7 is an item that makes your home a home. And this spot in our living room is my spot. It's known in the family that that's my spot. I read there, I watch TV there, I journal. Everything I do while sitting down, I do it there. And that's one of my favorite spots. So of course I took a photo of that and journaled about it, just added a little chipboard, a puffy heart, and called it done. And yes, I added thank you because that couch gives me so much comfort. Day number 8 is an appliance. So I, of course, took a photo of my Keurig machine. This guy is my life. I can't, like, when I wake up, that's the first thing I think about is my coffee machine and making my coffee. So I used, in this spread, I used my Kelly Perky coffee stamp. I think it's called Coffee, Coffee, Coffee. And I just stamped out a few coffee mugs and cups and then used the Arial Alpha stamp from Feed Your Craft to stamp out coffee, journal about my love for coffee, and just added a few chipboards here and there and called it done. Okay, so day number 9 is your mood of transportation, and of course it's my wonderful, lovely Jeep Cherokee. That car, I've had it for over 7 years, and it's been there for me. I can't tell you how much I love that car. That car, I'm going to hand it down to my son at one point, and I will miss it very, very much, but it's going to stay in the family, so that's a good thing. I just journaled about my car and stamped out on the road, added a few enamel dots, and I added some washi tape down on the bottom just to bring in some more color. This is, I believe, where I started, like I decided to stop adding the strips because it was getting too bulky, but adding washi tape made more sense, doesn't add any bulk to your spreads. So day number 10, a TV show or movie. At this point in November, I was watching Sharp Objects, loved it. I have read the book, one of my favorite books, and of course had to watch the show. So I just documented about it, added a photo, just a screenshot from the show, and added that, added some stamping, 5 stars. Well, those aren't stars, 5 hearts, I guess, and called that one done. Day 11 is a song or book, and I'm a huge lover of songs and books. It was really hard to choose. I thought at one point that I would kind of add songs and books at the same time, but then just stuck with my books. My favorite part of my day is when I get to sit down and read. So I just documented that, journaled about it. Like always, added books and a little coffee cup because I love my coffee and reading. Day 12, a sport or hobby. So, of course, I documented my hobby, added a photo of one of my traveler's notebooks that I created. I just added some embellishments here and there, and I used some washi again at the bottom and top just to bring in that pretty blue, and stamped out craft and journaled about it. So day number 13 is to document your drink. And of course, I'm sure a lot of you thought I would be documenting my coffee, but yes, I do drink a lot of coffee, but I also drink vitamin C. It's a daily thing for me, almost a daily thing, and I never talk about that. So I thought this was the best time to do that. I just stamped out vitamin C. I used a different stamp set for this because I knew I wasn't going to be able to fit in vitamin C using my Arial stamp sets. I journal about how I drink vitamin C and I make my kids too. And I really feel like it helps with me not getting as sick and my kids not getting as sick also, just drinking vitamin C almost daily. Day number 14 is a delicious meal. My kids and I love eating breakfast, lunch, and dinner at my mom's. We can't do it all the time, but when we do, it's definitely worth documenting. So I just added this photo of one of the breakfasts we had at my mom's. She does the best Middle Eastern breakfast. And I just journaled about it, stamped out yummy with my Arial stamp set, delicious, with another Feed Your Craft stamp set. I believe that's Let's Eat stamp set. And added this really cute puffy sticker, like a little mug at top, and called that one done. And that was the end of my traveler's notebook, or my first one. And let's move on to number 2. So traveler's notebook number 2 started, I believe, at day 15 until the 30th. And I just added this chipboard. This is another Feed Your Craft chipboard, I believe from last year. And another one from the inside. I really wanted to use my older stash, so you'll see a lot of my chipboards in here, but I wanted to use up some of those chipboards. I also stamped So Much to Be Thankful For, and then started with day 15. So day 15 was an even more delicious dessert. We ended at delicious meal, and now it was dessert. So if you know me, you know I love custard and I love ice cream. I will eat either or, whatever is there for me, but this spa is one of my favorite places to go to have some ice cream or custard. And of course, I wanted to document my love for ice cream. I just journaled about it, kept it really simple. I believe these little ice cream stamps were from a Kelly Perky stamp set, and this one also that says Keep It Cool, and just added day 15. So day 16 is something you made. Now, I used to crochet. I'm not going to say I don't anymore. I do, but not as much as I would like to. It's just a lot of work. And I got to a point at one time that I was always crocheting and creating blankets after blankets after blanket. I never got beyond making blankets, but this one blanket that I did for my bedroom, or for my room, is my favorite. It keeps me so warm at night. Love it. And it's so soft and beautiful. It's one of my favorites. So, of course, I wanted to document that. And I just stamped out blankie. Just little things here and there just to bring in that purple to my spread. Day 17, I believe, was a color, and I wanted to document my favorite color ever. It's yellow. If you've been watching me for a while, you know this already. I love yellow, and I love the combo of yellow, black, and white. So I just took a picture of all my favorite yellow things, added that photo. I just stamped out yellow is the new black, because it is, and used one of my 3x4 cards, the yellow one, just to match my layout. Added some colorful washi tape and called it done. So day number 18, the prompt was a luxury, so I decided to document voting. I believe voting is a luxury, and you should always remember that. As an American citizen, and being in a country where it's a democracy and you can go and vote, I do not take advantage of that. I go and vote because I'm originally from the Middle East, so I come from countries that does not have a lot of democracy. If you are able to vote, then you need to go and vote. And remember that there's a lot of people around the world that can't do that and would love to be able to do what you can do. So don't sit around and think it's okay, I don't have to vote this time around, my vote doesn't count. Your vote always counts, so definitely go out there and vote. Day number 19 is a piece of equipment. I love my Kindle. It is one of my favorite equipments in this home. So I definitely had to document it. So I just used some stamps here and there, I stamped out every book is an adventure. That's from one of my Feed Your Craft stamp sets. And Lost in the Stacks, journaled about my Kindle, and called it done. And I did clip a few of these pages. You're going to see a few of them down the road because they're kind of personal and they're photos of people that I don't believe want to be on YouTube, so I can't share those. But we're jumping to day 22, and day 22 is cool weather apparel. So I wanted to document my favorite socks. These socks make an appearance every winter or every fall, let's say. I just journaled about it, stamped out socks, warm love hearts, and called it done. And I used a lot of my chipboards, just trying to use up those chipboards. Day number 23, a bright sunny day. This was a gorgeous day after weeks of rain, so I, of course, had to capture that photo. I just stamped out sun, new season, better me. Used a lot of chipboard on this one. You can tell I'm trying to use them up. Did a little background stamping and called that one done also. And this one was, I believe the prompt was a gray day, if I'm not mistaken. So I had plenty of photos of that. Like I said earlier, it was raining nonstop. So I just stamped rain clouds overhead and perfect day for a nap. Love that stamp set. That's a Kelly Perky stamp set. And then just added my day 24, a few puffy hearts, and called that one done. Day 26. We skipped a few right here, but we jumped to day 26, and that was, I believe the prompt was a trip. Now, we didn't go on any trips or anything, but when I go on walks with my kids, we have some really nice shopping centers nearby, so we always walk there, go shopping, have coffee, things like that. So I really love those walks. They're one of my favorite things to do with my kids. So I decided to use that as my trip. And I just journaled about that, stamped out fall is my favorite, stickers here and there, and called it done. And I actually used my Kelly Perky Best of the Best stamp set, love that stamp set, and stamped out Best of 2018. So day 27 was kind of a laugh out loud moment, and I caught my dad and my son napping on the couch. I believe that's from Thanksgiving Day, if I'm not mistaken. It was the cutest thing ever. My dad loves to nap, my son loves to nap, and we just caught them napping together. It was just so cute. I just stamped out laugh out loud, added a few stickers and washi tape to the bottom and top of my layout, and called that one done. So day 29 is a surprise, and I decided to document this moment where I went to purchase some coffee from Starbucks, and I was in the drive-thru, and the girl at the register told me that the lady that just left or was ahead of me paid for my coffee and said, pay it forward. And I thought that was amazing. That was so sweet. And of course, I did pay it forward in different ways that day. And I just loved that she did that. So I went ahead and journaled about it and stamped out sweet, kept it simple, added a little coffee cup at the top, my day, and cool story, bro. I love that sticker. That's from a Kelly Perky kit. And called it done. I can't share day 30 with you. That's also private. But that's it, you guys. I'm so happy I finished this project. I'm excited I finished it. I will definitely be doing this again next year. I loved looking through the layouts and remembering these little moments, even though it was last month, but you still forget a lot of things that happened throughout the month. So I'm so grateful for this. But anyways, I did, by the way, order a cover for my traveler's notebooks, and hopefully I'll get it very soon and get to slip these TNs in there and have them sitting on my shelf. I love how small they are, and they're so chunky and cute. Loving the size. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed watching this flip through, and if you did, please give me a thumbs up. And if you are new to my channel, please consider subscribing. And I hope to see you guys very soon. Bye!